You know.
Uh-oh. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show.
Hello. Well, the SHIT has hit the fan, okay? I hope everybody had a good weekend or a good holiday, right? Because we was off. We
4th of July week, all that. Yes. The shit has hit the fan.
We're back right in time to discuss it.
Yes. That weekend, first it was the whole Angela thing. Now it's the whole Shamea and Porsha thing. So yes, it's been kind of explosive.
I feel like the Angela thing fell flat, right? Like it was kind of one of these exposures that was like, how much time do you have on your hands, girl? Like,
she's doing her market research over here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get them this. I'm gonna get her on this.
Yeah, like you just running around asking random strangers like what they know about people that you like. Girl, stop it. And not only that, like this is what I thought where the real fail came in, because I don't like anybody bringing something to me that doesn't feel like you put a lot of thought into it. Like, and so I'm just saying, like, not only are you asking random strangers what they know about this girl, you just taking whatever they say and then turning
it at all.
You won't, right? Yeah.
God, didn't vet it at all.
Yeah, it's like, girl, you need to stop it. Okay, it is enough going on that you don't need to be doing that.
No, she does not. It made her I think it made her stock go down a little bit.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
Because everybody
it was a womp womp.
I think one thing too is not only that she presented that, but the way she kind of stormed around in the hallways, and it kind of reminded me of that bully outside. Like, come out, say it to my face. We already discussed this earlier, so why I got to come out the room and say it to your face? It just seems like when a person has gotten caught and now they want to, it just made no sense. And then the worst thing she did was call Ashley. Girl, Ashley just sit there and told it, and I'm like, it just made no sense to me.
Yeah, not at all.
I think one thing too with Angela, I don't know how many women that will on the cast after this season going forward, because I seen Porsha nudge Phaedra. Bitch, we gonna watch you. They're not gonna trust her at all. They're gonna be careful of what they say about her, because what she says, she runs it back, and they don't know what kind of research she's gonna be doing for next season. And so I don't think in the end that's gonna be something that's gonna lift her up. I think that's going to be her downfall, is how she played in episode 13, because it just looked crazy to me. So, but yeah, we're in Scotland. Now, did you know that Black Scott guy? I never seen him before.
No, I had no idea.
So the women are here in Scotland, and what do you think about the place they're staying at? I didn't thought it was that great.
I mean, I thought it was regular. It looked like the place that they stayed at for traders, honestly. And when I say regular, like I don't live in Scotland. I don't know what their house is like, or that it's clearly is more than a house. It's like a castle or a mansion. But here I go. That's about where you're gonna have to go to have a room. Have enough rooms for everybody to have their own space and everything. So for what it's worth, I thought it was fun. Yeah, like
they were oohing and on.
Huh?
They were oohing and on. I just said, oh, this is like
I probably will ooh and all too. I think it just depends.
Not the bedroom.
You know, I don't know, but everybody has their own I don't know, idea of how they enjoy stuff. The few times that I have had the opportunity to be in Europe and overseas, I'll say I enjoy staying in a local hotel. Local hotels would be very different than anything that we are used to. Not to say that, and when I say they're very different, the way you turn the lights on are different, the sizes are different. You know what I mean? Like it's just a lot of little different comforts that some people really they really need and like, I guess. You know what I mean? But for me, I don't see the point in going to visit somewhere and not taking in some of what's happening. You know what I mean? Like some of what's over there. So that's what I mean. Like I probably would ooh and already too, because when's the last time you slept in a castle? Like, yeah, I don't care if it's 100 years old.
They were like, oh, this is really nice. The rooms. I'm looking at that room. It looked plain. It looked plain.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal. But that's what I mean too. So going back to what I'm saying, you'll go into a hotel room. They're not what somebody else might feel like, oh, they want a luxury hotel. So it wouldn't be that same type of feeling, you know, but it would, like, the stuff might look a little like like, for lack of better words, you know.
I just thought, oh, these ladies got all this money.
But you have, like, that's what I mean. It just depends on whatever type of appreciation you have for what it is that's going on. And that's what I think I would probably think the same thing. Not because it didn't have to be that top notch and extravagant, but I would take it in for what it's worth. That the ambiance of where you are, right? Like it's not like, no, it's not the Motel 6. You know what I mean? Like, but that's me.
I didn't see ooh and ah. I did in the rooms. I was like, okay, we over in Scotland. They in this big old castle. Okay, but the rooms just look regular. So that's what I just was seeing, just from the shots.
Yeah, you would not enjoy anything. You would not enjoy going to Europe then. Unless you were doing, like, there would have to be a different type of curated experience. But the reason why I say this is because a lot of times, depending on, especially, it don't look like as much going on in Scotland besides land. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what you're doing out there. But most times when you at places like that, you probably are going to visit, you know, different tours or whatever. Yeah. But what I'm saying, like the Coliseum, when you get there, I mean, it's just a pile of rock. You know, when you break it all down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's
not anything going on that's all extravagant. So that's what I mean. Like, I can just see you kind of like looking like,
no, I'm not like this. You know
what I mean?
I have appreciation for art and history. I'm talking about the rooms that do the ooh and the ah. I just thought, oh, the same way they did the house in Houston. I mean, Dallas. Ooh and ah. And I'm like, okay, half of y'all got houses look better than this. That's where I just took it. I'm like, oh, they looked regular. The rooms looked regular.
Maybe they was just putting on, honey.
I think they were.
Maybe they were ad-libbing.
I think they were. So, but so far I was definitely enjoying everything. And then we have the situation. Like, I'm trying to remember the whole episode over there since it's been so long ago. But we have the ladies are there and they are excited to see the black guy from Scotland. I said, I didn't know who he was, never heard of him. And he does look like the was it Sterling Brown or whatever?
Yeah, I thought he looked similar.
He played for him, but he doesn't look like Idris Elba or whatever his name is. He doesn't look like him at all. No. But I wouldn't have never thought about a black community in Scotland. So that's something to that I learned, because I didn't, I just, when I think of Scotland, I don't think of Black people, period. So I said, oh, that's nice to know. I'm not saying it couldn't be anybody. No, it would be a community of them like that. And that's one thing I do like when you go to different countries, you get to see the locals or whatever. So I thought that was nice that everybody kind of knew who this guy was from TikTok. I was like, I ain't never heard of him, but I don't be down the TikTok rabbit hole like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him either.
So he gave the grand tour. So during the tour, we have Porsha and Phaedra. They're getting, going to figure out how they're going to get the rooms together. So the ladies are sitting at the table and they're having their discussion. And in the discussion, it ends up being Shamea and Angela. And the whole fallout of Angela wanting to know about supposed to be her neighbor, George, if Shamea possibly had relations with him, because he said she was so fine, he had to give her a check. And she was saying that was for her breast cancer awareness or whatever foundation or charity. So they kind of went back and forth. And I just thought, come on, Angela, don't let this be the hill you die. So she asked Shamea this, and they hear all the commotion going on. And basically, Shamea has stated that, I know him because of however. And Angela brings up the guy's name. When they hear all the commotion, Porsha and Phaedra comes down to try to figure out what's going on. And Angela tells Shamea, like, basically, I can hurt your feelings or something. And Phaedra was like, well, just go ahead and hurry up and hurt her feelings so we can get on with this. And so when she asked her, did you fuck George? I just thought, really?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was like a low
vibrational.
Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, girl. I don't know what that was supposed to be for. And that's one of the things I don't like sometimes is when they bring off camera stuff on camera, because like you throw out these little things that we don't have any reference to. So, but luckily enough, when they get up from the table, we got text messages, to kind of air out everything. But yeah, that's one of my pet peeves with Housewives is having something happen off camera and then having to discuss it on camera and being, evasive about what you're discussing. But I thought that was, like you say, low vibrational. And I thought, Angela, like, you can get a better, like, you got to do better.
Because it almost seems like she lives for it to do the reads. That's what it seems like. I got to make a scene. I'm going to read the fuck out of it.
I feel like a show that's been on for 17 seasons, you have to expect that somebody is coming on prepared in some sort of way. So, yeah, I think Angela, she realized she was a fan favorite. I think she paid attention to why it was for. And so it's probably at the top of her head that that's kind of where she wants to stay, to be audience friendly and to keep being able to come back to the Housewives. But like I say all the time, as my reality TV enthusiast hat goes on, that's where people get caught up at, is not being, when you stop being yourself and then you kind of like are playing to the audience. And then you end up fumbling like you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll see how she takes this L though. You know what I mean? Like, and see how she recovers from it, because you can't keep doing more of the same, which is, pulling shit out the air, like to throw in, insult somebody with. I don't think we really. And
the way she kept out, what they say, if you keep explaining, you're losing. Mm-hmm. When she went on Twitter and kept, or Instagram, wherever social media platforms you use, and kept trying to explain herself, and then going back and forth with the people in the comments. I'm like, girl.
Well, that didn't make any sense either for what you was explaining, because you already said in the episode that, oh, I just made that up because this is what he said. So I don't know what it is.
I think she's trying to say that Shamea put sauce on it and said that she said that the wife said, Ashley, that Shamea and the husband was getting it on. And I guess that's the semantics she's trying to use. Is like, no, she didn't say it. I said it.
Right, but I'm saying she admitted that right in the episode. So I'm not sure what she felt like she was able to turn around when the episode aired. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what her tweets was about, because I feel like she mentioned something like, stay tuned, there's more, as if there's something else to, you know, kind of come out after this. You know, the deal is, I don't know what her and Shamea's problem is for it to go to that type of level where you would be saying that stuff, you know, about Shamea. Now, like I said, I just using my little Blues Clues, you know, I'm just like, okay. I can understand Shamea feeling some sort of way towards Angela for saying, you know, for repeating her conversation to Porsha. Because I do feel like in that season, that was the major shift between whatever agreement Porsha and Shamea made to each other outside of this, you know, the show, when to start filming. I think that is the moment that broke, you know, like, and it was like, not almost so, but all bets are off now. You know what I mean? Like, because you broke whatever the code was, right? That's my assumption. But and so for me, I'm thinking I can understand that still being a rift, and from Shamea's end, just because Shamea is clearly very hurt about this friendship, you know, breaking up. And so I think Shamea is just not willing to be accountable about the hand she played in some of it. Not that it's all her fault, but it's like you sent the chickens out to roost, you know, type of deal. And so you kind of gotta take that, you know what I mean? Take that. So that's what I figured was the start of it. But that's not enough for you to be trying to figure out who she's sleeping with and outing her about she's sleeping with her. Like, I love Cynthia's confessional when she was like, you know, I just refuse to believe that, you know, she out here sleeping with George, the, you know, entire Hawks basketball team, and got time to act in Pinky, right? Yeah, you know, like, what's going on?
Girl, she said, ain't that much time in the day. I'm like, girl.
I'm like, right on, Cynthia, because I agree with you. You know, like, enough is enough already.
I'm like, come off of this. And
so yeah, I didn't enjoy that at all. But again, like, as I say about everything, there's an audience for everybody. Like, we're gonna get into it, because I do think that some of the stuff we discussing with Porsha and Shamea's friendship is a little bit like telling to the people, you know, to the people who watching and to who they have around them. But Angela, wrong road. Like, I hope whatever happens from this moment to the reunion gives Angela a chance to back it up and rewrite it, and you know, and push out something more. Huh?
She was kind of on mute in episode 14.
As she should be. Well, as everybody should have been. You know what I mean? But, well, I was gonna go, that was the place for her to be mute. But it's funny that she was not mute in repeating what was said. I'm not gonna let that go. I do think that, I really think that, I won't say it was her fault, But you certainly knew what you were doing, taking that back to Porsha.
I think Angela had an axe to grind last year. And the reason why I would say this is Shamea laughed. Porsha said what she said.
Mm-hmm.
After all of that happened in Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were. I feel like she's like, okay, I got them. I got them.
Well, she definitely did it. If that's what it was.
She invited Porsha over to play tennis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's when she said it. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she was playing.
But I won't let that go. I believe in real time everything. That was the moment that it was just like that crack was, like the halves just fell apart, like right then and there. That you might have hit the crack already, but it was just over and downhill from there. And like I said, and I think with Shamea this season, I believe Shamea came into the season just on defense, period. With everybody, which that's the reason why she's getting into it with everybody. It's not, nobody's ganging up on her, but it looks that way because she's on defense. And it's really like, it's you, girl. It's you. Well, outside of Angela. Angela is doing Angela. But what I'm saying too is you can have, like, somebody could be doing one thing and that's isolated. But the reason why it seemed like she got a problem with every single person is because she is in this defensive, like, stance. She's defensive with everybody. According to K. Michelle, because here it is, everything K. Michelle has to say, we're not able to see that either.
The only reason why we got that is because Shamea went on Carlos King and told us that supposedly after they filmed the scene where they got through singing the Star Spangled Banner, that Shamea went to meet Candy at the who was it? The Charlie Wilson concert. It was Mama Joyce's birthday, so Shamea and her mother went, and K. Michelle knew that she was going to ask, can I go? And she said something to the fact that that ain't gonna be I'm going with the girls that don't like you or whatever. And I don't think she said it like that, but she was gonna be with Candy, and she's like, Candy is a friend to Rashida, and she's loyal, and she's not gonna probably be seen with K. Michelle, outside of business, but being like personal with her. So she's like, no, this, so they hooked up at the club after the fact. So if that's the reason why K. Michelle is upset with her, she already knew these girls were her friends in the first place.
But here's the thing. Two things can be true. That's why I'm saying it's important to acknowledge that the posture of Shamea is defensive. So whatever somebody brings to her, she's going to feel the need to have to defend whatever her answer is. So like, yeah, like that what you just explained. She really could have probably answered her a different way if she didn't feel defensive. And then with her people pleasing, stance also, like you too afraid to hurt anybody's feelings, or not, like whether hurt feelings or not, just say what it is. Which has also gotten you to this place, huh?
I was like, why would K. Michelle cry behind that? That
sounds right. Yeah, But K. Michelle then had the second thing about, well, Shamea's telling Kelly, oh, you're the only person I have. Now, I feel like I believe that probably happened. I don't think it happened in the context that K. Michelle is giving it.
Well, like, K. Michelle already took something back to Pinky. And then they discussed it in front of the group, and she didn't know. If you have a problem with me, why don't you say it to me? She didn't know. So I do feel like, far as the ones that, like, okay, I would say Kelly is not out there bringing something to the other ladies before, if she got an issue with Shamea, to the other ladies before she bring it to Shamea. I would say that. So, and that's probably why Shamea felt like that. Yeah, she's the only one I really got, because I don't know what the fuck this.
Well, see, and that's why I was saying the way that K. Michelle just explained it on camera, I don't believe it went down that way. I think that what she said happened, but I don't think it was in the context that she explained it. I think Shamea and Kelly were probably having a conversation, and it may have been surrounding the makeup between her and Porsha, because there's a reason why that would come out of her mouth, about you the only person that I have, which is true, right? Like, I agree with the panel on Carlos. Like, I remember seeing her face when they made up at that table or came out and told everybody that they made up. It was just like, it looked like she felt defeated. She looked defeated, is what I would say. She looked defeated. Yeah. And like I said, I think a lot of I think she's missing why she is in this tornado, like of just a bad season and a bad hand, and everything that's being said and done being able to somehow be switched around, you know what I mean? Like to you. And I think it's just really gonna start with her she's gonna have to take some accountability. And also, I was gonna text you this, but then I said I'll wait for us to get on our live. But it finally clicked with me, the disconnect with Shamea. And what I think why she is not faring well as a housewife both seasons. Because to be quite honest, I don't think Shamea needs to come back for a third season. I don't really care what happens between her and Porsha. I think this is not the place for her. And that's at the end.
Unless she changes, she's too sensitive.
She's too sensitive, but also, so I figured out what I think the real true disconnect for Shamea is with the audience. Her life on social media is different than what we see on Housewives. And I think Housewives have a hard time understanding that those kind of like the Angela on Potomac, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have a whole nother life that's on social media on this housewife show. Now, you can be on some other show and that be whatever, but it's confusing to people.
Okay. I don't really follow her like that. So what are you saying is so
well, what I mean is that you get to see her on vacation with the kids, with Gerald. You know what I mean? Like, of course, she'll show, like what everybody else do, pictures of her, hanging out with her friends and things. But what I'm more primarily talking about is her life part. You know what I mean? The family part.
So you're not seeing the family on the show, is what you're saying,
right?
Okay.
And I'm saying I think a lot of housewives get that, because I know that the argument would be, well, there's plenty of housewives whose husbands, don't want to be a part of the show. And they're right. But they also not a part of those person's social medias either. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe for a Father's Day, maybe for, something here and there, like a splat, you know what I'm saying? But like Sarah Jessica Parker, you don't see her kids splattered all over, you know what I'm saying, her Instagram. You don't see her husband splattered all over her Instagram. It's just whatever it is that curates who, you know what I mean, her persona. And that's how most housewives, if their husband is not involved with what they're doing, that's the way their social media will be curated. So I do feel like this is the reason why there's a disconnect in the audience with Shamea. Because we just you can go on her page right now. They just went to the
pictures. Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you go watch her every Sunday, you got people like, and then you'll be annoyed, right? Like, Shamea will get annoyed because there'll be people that will say your husband don't love you, even though you posting this, you know what I'm saying, on the back end. And now you sitting somewhere ready to cry in a corner because somebody don't believe that your husband love you. And it's only because they can't see it on this program that's supposed to follow your life. You know, like it's like, so yeah, you can't. You can't do both. And so I think that's why she doesn't need to be come back. And it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. As bad as it does appear that she really wanted to be here, clearly, it's not a good fit. And it's unfortunate that she just didn't want to listen to her good girlfriend, though, because here I go. What she said. You said that you didn't want me to mess up our friendship, and I'm thinking like, ding, 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 ding. Like, where are y'all at though?
Yeah, but it feels like to me, watching season 16, I felt like Porsha felt some kind of way because the situation that she was in, she's not able to show her house. And then when we see the first episode or whatever it was, we see all this glamour that Shamea got. When she finally made it to the party, she didn't ever, it just seemed like, this is my thing, and here you're taking my shine. That's the way I took it.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with having that feeling. And I think that if she told her friend that, because Shamea keeps wanting, I think Blue Card right. Shamea keeps wanting to get it out, to feel like, well, this is what you told me. You told me you didn't want me to be a part of this show. And just to your point, you say, well, I think she wanted this to be her own thing. I don't think there's anything fucking wrong with it, even if she did. Like, I don't think because you friends with somebody means you have to share everything that you're doing. Like, I think, and that's why I'm confused sometimes.
Well, I think why did she bring her on as a friend then? Because to me, that only feeds that. So
it's funny you would say that. Because it's my opinion, and I think we should promise each other to go back and do a deep dive and come back and review those old seasons. But it's my opinion, and it's so funny. I called this out years ago before any of this started happening between Shamea and Porsha. It's my opinion that it was Kandi that brought Shamea back on that show more so than Porsha. Porsha started to bring her more back in the later seasons, but when we first started seeing Shamea, even that, like, Porsha came in her first episode, Shamea was at the party with her with all the Kenya stuff.
Okay,
but after that, it was Kandi that was inviting her to do, like, when they did the Miami trip. Kandi invited Shamea to Miami. I think when they did that boat thing, I think Kandi invited Shamea on that boat.
I thought Shamea came down there and helped set up. Because when that Porsha
she did, but I feel like Kandi is the one that ushered that. She did. Like, I promise, I've watched those seasons so much, I promise. And I'm just saying, I had called it, like, and that's what I said many years ago, but I called it out and I said, it seemed to me like Kandi seems to be the one that ushers Shamea in to the group a little more than what Porsha, for them to be the ones that were best friends, right? You know, it was like, well, if it's just a friend. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, for them to be the ones that was best friends, it seemed like it was Kandi that would have her popping up in different scenes and different, aspects. Now, she would show up with Porsha, but it wouldn't be as much as the way that Kandi was. And it's something that's so subtle. You just kind of, like I said, I just happened to notice it. Really. I did. I noticed it. But I'm also saying, so with that being said, I'm just kind of saying, I don't know that she did ever bring her in. You know what I mean?
Well, like, if she didn't bring me in, then I don't owe you shit. Then I don't.
Well, but that's kind of what I'm saying in general. Like, I don't think either one of them. At first, I don't think either one of them are jealous of the other. I don't think that. I don't think that I don't think it's anything wrong if Porsha wanted to be the only person that was a housewife. Now, I could agree that maybe she did foresee them having an issue because of knowing what the Housewives is. Like, yeah, if you come on with your good girlfriend, you got to know that somebody gonna try to pitch y'all against each other. And so you would want to be ready for that. So I'm saying that to say, I don't know that a person not wanting you to come on, if it was just to, like, I wouldn't think like to stop your shine in that type of way, or more so just out of a more thoughtful, caring, or foresight type of issue. That's the way I tend to lean, because that's my train of thought. Like that's kind of what I mean. Like I don't have friends that and if they are, then it's in secret. But I don't have friends that are jealous of me, and I don't have friends that I'm jealous of. And
no, but I wouldn't care if you wanted to do the same thing I'm doing. That wouldn't bother me. You know, that wouldn't. But on the episode, when Shamea did state that Porsha didn't want her on the show or whatever, and then Porsha said no, and then they flipped back to where Andy and Porsha were talking about it, and he agreed that Porsha wanted her on the show. So what do we have? Did you want her on the show or not?
Listen, I think she did. I think you can read between the lines and say the most reasonable thing is that she probably didn't want her on the show. Now, here's the other part to that. Her not wanting her on the show and Shamea not accepting to be on the show, those are two separate things. That's what I mean by Shamea has to take some accountability for her own things. You know what I mean? She needs to take accountability for her own missteps, for her own things, because that would be your fault, my dear. You know what I mean? Like, especially if somebody is being upfront with you about it. Hey, Professor Chris, thank you. You too. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like the video and share it out.
Yeah. So I guess what accountability would she need to take? Because she
has to take accountability for her own. So, in my opinion, the problem with people who have like the victim mentality or like victim defense is they're not willing to look at where their actions could have deterred or changed something. Like, it's okay to be able to point out what their misstep was, but not be able to see your own misstep.
Did she apologize for all that shit last year?
No, so even with because even when I'm saying that, I'm still speaking in terms of you wanting to be on the show and blaming Porsha in some way for it taking you so long to not be on the show. So recall, she goes back to say, well, she's been asked to be a full-time housewife, previously. At that time, well, ain't nothing much changed besides the fact that she went ahead and signed a contract, because what you said to me then was your husband didn't want to film, and you pretty much are saying that now because he's not filming, right? You know what I'm saying? So we don't see
blaming Porsha for that.
But what are y'all listening to? Because that's exactly what she's saying to her when she says, you didn't want me to be on this show. She's saying to her, like, I am here in spite of you. That's what she's saying. I'm here in spite of you, and you don't like it. And what I'm saying is, I don't think that that's all the way true. I think that you are the reason that you didn't get there sooner. Because if no circumstance that you name changed in between whenever they asked you the first time and whenever they asked you now. And so if you knew that that's where you wanted to be, then that's where you should have been. And you should have made that decision to do that. Not to say, well, I was trying to preserve our friendship. Because even with the stuff that
I didn't hear that. That's why I'm kind of lost what you're saying. Because I always assumed that she was saying that Gerald was the reason why.
But you understand that's a crock of bullshit because he still don't want to film. And to the point, now you got like now you see that that's a problem. But even still, she doesn't see that being the problem. Like she really doesn't see that she's just not a likable housewife as that being the problem to why she's not like being received by the public. Like she doesn't see that. She thinks it's everybody's on Porsha's side. She thinks it's that. And then like it's like you're a wounded bird and you got this one wound.
What is everybody about on Porsha's side? And I feel like they're...
But I don't think that's because everybody is just on Porsha's side. I think that's the side that's the right. And it's unfortunate. Well, yeah.
Explain it to me. How is that the right?
Well, why would you think that it's not?
I want to know.
I feel like, well, because I feel like I did just explain because I think Shamea is not taking accountability. And I don't think she's taking accountability for any of her things, whether it's you being a people pleaser, whether it's like whatever caused her to stay in whatever relationship she was in when it comes to Porsha. She's not admitting that. She wants everything to be this girl is whatever it is that she is. And I think that's a problem. That's a problem to me.
That she's not taking accountability for their relationship being broken, or
no, she's just not taking accountability for what her part in that is. Not like I don't think it's her fault, but I think she has fault in it. I think and I'm saying she's not being accountable for that. She's really just pointing the finger, and it's like, but you're not accepting any, because really. Like I tell people, you can't control nobody anyway. So if she don't believe it, what's the point in you harping on?
I think that problem said she said that I'm a people pleaser, and she knows that's part of her shortcoming. And it seems like the friendship was definitely lopsided. You know, the way it's presented on TV. So Porsha expected her to be more of the sidekick, and then when it seems like they were going to be on the same level, a playing field, then it became an issue. She did not
like how you said Porsha expected her to be the sidekick.
That's what it's saying.
Is that because Shamea placed herself as a sidekick? Like you can't be mad at
yes, it is.
That's what I mean. You can't get mad at somebody for put yourself in.
Yeah, but I think that has to go along with her people pleasing type of personality.
So that would be what she needs to
start.
Okay, so let's go here. In order to start, like to come back from the people pleasing, you would have to start admitting how you feel about stuff. Because part of the most thing, in my opinion, about people pleasing is not being able to express yourself, or like because you end up because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and that's what I'm saying. Like so. If you haven't even started to do that now, I mean,
it looks like she's trying to do it now.
Well, she is, but no, that's what I'm finna. That's why I was gonna stop and say she is flailing at the table. She's not speaking up for herself. You are crashing out like some toddler. You know what I mean? Like really, that's what's happening. Yeah. And so, which goes back to why this is not the place for you, because you know better than that. And like you can be able to express yourself better than that.
So what Porsha doing online? Is she crashing out like a toddler too?
Now listen, she done took it all the way to the depths of hell. But because I had been giving her
I said shit. Why everybody has to be people with a
credit all season, for just keeping her composure, honey. You talk about what Cynthia said she had one in the chamber, and I guess this one had one in the clip. Because
I said, boy, them pastors be getting around in Atlanta. Because everybody, Kelly got a pastor, so does
if it ain't the Nigerians, it's the damn pastor. Ain't that nothing like Lord?
Like,
and I hope everybody is on their prep, right? Like what?
Yeah, right. Now, I'm with you when you right now. Please make this a prep commercial. Damn. But yeah,
everybody is taking their prep while you at it, okay? While all of these activities are going on. But yeah, so I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know who has fault as far as the mothers go. I do think that so I made the statement that Shamea was a horrible friend. And the reason why I say that is because you can't be a friend to yourself, first of all. And the people pleasing, like that's the reason why people say a friend to everyone is a friend to no one, because you can't really decide where your loyalties stand, and especially where it comes to some situation where you just have to make a decision. Let me what you say. I don't think Shamea has the it factor, and she's very conniving. She got Miss Pat fired from not the whole got her fired. Jesus.
I think they both had left at the same time.
Well, y'all gonna have to fill me in about that, because I never understood what happened to her at the radio station. But what was I saying prior to that? So I done forgot. Anyway, I just think that Shamea, her friend to everyone is a friend to no one. And so I think Shamea she's got to come up out of that. And she has to learn how to stand on her own. Like, I feel like we give everybody a little too much credit to be able to control grown people, because I don't even think it worked that way. I think she's used to
Shamea was controlling the B crew.
But that's what I think she's used to the sidekick role, because the sidekick role is what allows you to be friendly with everybody. If you everybody's sidekick, right? Nobody's ever intimidated by the person who can come in and shine beyond everybody else in the room. Nobody, who's gonna get mad at that, right? Nobody. So I think when she has to work on that first. And move on from there, but she's not gonna be a good fit as a housewife. I don't like, it's just over. This, like, stick a fork in it. You're done.
Yeah,
you're done.
Do you think she's coming back? Because I think they probably still gonna call her back.
I mean, the goal of reality TV would be to exploit your pain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to call her back. I hope she got enough sense to not come back. You damn sure got enough money. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just hope you got enough sense to not come back, because it doesn't feel healthy for her mental health. Like,
it doesn't feel fun. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think her expectations of what the housewife was going to be.
Yeah, which is crazy to me, because you spent so much time in that space. I don't know where was you at, girl? In La La Land?
I don't think she was gonna think that everybody was gonna come at her. And that's, I mean, for what she did this year, only person should have beef with her is whatever her and Porsha got going on, and Phaedra, because she lied or misquoted Phaedra saying that Pinky ate meat. Other than that, where's the rest of this coming from? And
I think K. Michelle is just a flip flopper in general. Yeah.
So is Cynthia.
Well,
yeah.
You think Cynthia
is? Yes, she is. Some of the shit she said.
Because I do think Shamea has brought some things on herself.
No, not saying that. When she said that Shamea had the power to get the group together, I'm like, what is we talking about, Cynthia?
Honey, Shamea can barely hold on head up. Let alone get the whole group together.
Yes, in the way that she said it, Pinky was like, because she was trying to say, like, if you're not good, like, that side of the group ain't good. And Pinky and K. Michelle, like, what, bitch? We ain't following her. Like, we follow, like, she's our leader. And I thought, what? are we talking about? And it's just some of the things like how I feel like maybe it's probably producer led or whatever. Like they would say, like, well, Shamea said this about you, Porsha. And Shamea only answering the question they asked. And I don't believe from what we saw that she had said, oh, well, she was saying this about you or she was talking about you. Like when Drew put all the icing on the cake when she said how all Porsha wanted to, Shamea wanted to do was talk about Porsha when they were after the Star Spangled Banner thing. And I'm just like, why are y'all doing that? So I feel like this explosion that we had at the table, I felt like this was something that Drew and Angela was dying to get to.
For sure. I think everybody was. I think, like we had talked about it a few weeks ago, I think watching the season without Porsha and Shamea having a conversation with each other, just it's a little strange. Now, the season was able to go on without, without it making a huge deal. But I think everybody's, in the back of everybody's mind, we still are waiting on it. That's kind of what I thought, in my opinion, where Angela was coming from. Like you kind of saying, trying to poke her into that conversation about it, but Drew just kind of belly flopped her way right on into it. And I guess you say, well, shit, like to hear it, here you go. I don't know. I don't know. I thought, let me go. The reason why I said Shamea was a bad friend is because I thought her response, I listened to her say, well, what else they didn't know? They didn't know about, and then, your mother trying to sleep with my dad. And it was just like, that's like I said, now how long?
I think I would have, but I would have said that when she said your mother did something egregious to my mom, then I would have popped off right then.
Well, see, I think that's kind of where the disconnect comes in at, right? Because and every time somebody asks her about her delayed response to something or what have you, it's, oh, well, I was trying to protect this friendship. Not by talking to Angela, like in the conversation you had, you could not possibly have been trying to protect your friendship.
But okay, the things that Angela says that Shamea said, it was not filmed, right?
No, it didn't.
Because we just basically going by what Angela said.
I know personally what I'm going by, and you're right, is that particular scene, but more so not necessarily what she said. I'm going by Porsha's reaction. So, because what we always know, what we watching is edited, so we don't even know if we getting the full conversation. To be quite honest, like we getting whatever it is they showed. So I based that off of Porsha's response to what Angela was saying to her. And that's what when I saw her response to that,
when she started crying.
Yeah, but it wasn't one of those performative type of cries. It was something, at least for me, it was something that I felt she was caught off guard. Like whatever, so that lady said something to her. And like I said, it would be something that, how you could, somebody come and tell you something somebody else said, but the only way you're able to validate it is because they're saying something that only that person could say. You know what I mean? Like that, that's the only way to validate it. It's like, well, and that's what I'm saying now. I don't know what that is, because what I'm admitting is, I don't know that we saw the whole conversation, but I'm saying she said something to her, and it seemed to validate that you're telling me the truth, because you know what I mean? Because you must have said something that that had to come out of her mouth. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I say I think it was at that moment for Porsha that the whole thing shifted for her. Whatever, and I like to say, whatever it was, because I can't imagine that they did not have a conversation about how they wanted to handle each other.
So it seems like their issue After all of that, they supposed to have made up and whatever, because we left the season last
Well,
year.
but they had some other type of text exchange.
But the text exchange was about, she said, you kiss Candy in the club, I kiss Candy in the club.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Shamea texted her about her saying that at the reunion.
Okay.
So that's what they kind of got, that's how it made it
Mm-hmm.
seem, what they got into it about.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she felt that was not cool. Me personally, if you're my friend, whether it's true or not, but if it's definitely not true, and you know I'm fucking married, because I feel like Porsha has nothing to lose. So now here we are with all this other stuff. So, and I feel like you are intentionally. Now, if we go back to season 9, because we wouldn't have been friends after season 9. Point blank here, you were my friend. When Phaedra was trying to insinuate that Shamea and was going with Candy and her husband, from there we would have been done. Done, stick a fork in it for real. So we wouldn't even be right here. So that season, and then with her saying that on last year's reunion, we want to have a conversation, because I'm like, what are you trying to do to my, why are we saying this? We can have whatever back and forth, but I feel like it's intentionally that you're really trying to do something to my marriage. Because if we're
friends, I think you just explained what's the problem with Shamea is that she's not able to confront anybody or her friends with what her true feelings are.
Evidently, that's what happened in their text message.
She clearly had feelings after season 9. If we go to, because I think after the tweet, Porsha sent out, somebody been bringing up going back to trying to validate Porsha not wanting Shamea to be on the show. So they go back to her bridal shower, where Porsha mentions, she said, why are you doing this or something? And but the insinuation is that Porsha was trying to call her out on camera, which she was, but she was calling her out about calling her out in front of Candy and Carmen. So that showed cracks in their friendship right then and there, right at Shamea's bridal shower. And then Porsha wasn't going to the Ghana wedding.
So this was season 10, right?
Yes, this is the season after that whole Dungeon Gate. So they're definitely, but to your point, we never, and not for nothing, at that point they didn't give Friends of confessionals, and so there was not a platform for Shamea to say her part or anything. However, because she had been on there with Porsha, they never made any mention, with each other back to it. We just kind of saw them fall out, but then we saw, even in that season, Candy threw her the engagement party or whatever. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really pay attention to why Shamea had been around, you'll notice that it was Candy that was pulling her into a lot of her scenes. It was few that she was there with Porsha, but Candy did a lot, especially in the beginning. At least from my point of view. So like I say, that just seemed to be her issue, is that if she could have been honest with her friend then, because I don't think, like, going back to saying Porsha doesn't want her on the show, I don't think there would be anything wrong with you particularly wanting to protect your friendship in a way that you say, hey, I don't think we both, not that you wouldn't be good or that I wouldn't be good, but because of what needs to take place here in this arena, I don't think this is good for us, especially now that we have this information about the moms, because now it's making me question everything, because I'm like, well, how long ago did this happen between the mothers, and how did y'all decide that y'all could get past that type of stuff? Because I don't know what I'll say is this: I believe there's some truth between whatever they're saying, But I also think whatever they saying, they got it from their own mama.
Yeah,
you know that, right? You know what I mean? Like it ain't nothing that they know of any truth to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let me also say this: I don't believe Diane tried to sleep with Shamea's dad. You know, I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying something go down, huh?
Because I don't put nothing past nobody.
Well, I don't either. But what I think, you know, what I think happens more often than not that don't nobody ever want to admit, especially when you have some fine piece of thing walking around. I think husbands try their shit on their own fucking wives. And I think when somebody come and tell somebody about it, you don't want to fucking believe it. Or, you know, like, and so it's just way easier because women are like that. It's way easier to blame some female because you two cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to understand that your raggedy ass man could be walking around being a fucking creep, hitting on your fucking best friend who's single. Like that happened.
It's a whole nother level. Now we don't even I'm
just saying.
This man got businesses and he's doing well.
But that wouldn't make him any less creepish to be doing that type of stuff. And all I'm saying too is a lot of times that be the thing. That's why a lot of, like, even when they had the discussion, like if you knew something about your friend, man, would you go tell them? Like, no, because 9 times out of 10, she gonna believe him. Like she ain't gonna. I can tell you. I saw the man, like right there, you know, getting it in, like you said, at the swingers club, and you gonna not be my friend. You gonna tell me about how I'm so jealous because you got a husband and I don't. Like
it depends on the friend. So if it's my friend that we have a very close relationship, and I know my friend is not coming to me with some, you know, some bullshit for real. Mm-hmm. If she tells that to me, first of all, I'm not going to be mad with her. I'm glad you told me. And no, that's not the kind of friendship that I would have, that you could tell me something and then I'm going to get mad at you. That's no.
But I mean, here's the thing, but women do it every day. And that's all I'm saying. Is like, you could, like, women will take the males, you know, like their side or word or whatever, you know, you want to call it, before they believe anything other. And listen, I'm just looking at the way that they look.
Looking at their young pictures, they both look nice looking back then. I ain't talking about 60 some years old, because 10, 15 years ago, Porsha mama was big.
That don't mean, like, you know, it's a lot of BBW chasers. Like,
I'm just saying. Everybody don't like the same thing.
Ugly with money don't mean you can't pull it. See, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because somebody might be a little ugly or whatever, that don't mean nothing either.
I'm not saying no one's ugly here, because we don't know what these people look like 30 years ago or whatever. I assume this
is that, and so going back to the original point, you think that's how long ago some stuff like that took place? And is that
they said that they met when they were in middle school. The women fell out, I thought, it seems like years ago. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine it's probably been 20 years. How long they been on this damn show? She said they was, because when Porsha got on the show and Shamea came, their mothers was already and got into it.
Okay. So, and they just decided that they was just gonna not let that. That was bullshit. So, you know, you want to know something that's funny? That was, I believe that was a friendship of convenience in general, which still takes me back to Shamea. Because, well,
he wants to be on
the reason, like, you have, like, we have to look at this with a very reasonable, open mind, and not because you like one person.
I don't like neither one more than the other.
Okay, so this is what I mean.
My favorite ain't even on the show.
Shamea, because if you decide, so because this is your, like, and when she got in the van crying, this her family. You the one brought this shit up. First of all, nobody would have known had you not said a motherfucking word.
I'm like, girl, if you gonna take it to hell, why the fuck are you gonna cry?
You know what I mean? Like, no, you the one sat there at that table, and like I said, baby, that shit was sitting right at the top of your throat, honey. I'm like, you, and like I'm saying about her, that's why she was on the defense. You came in on the season ready to unload that, like you was just waiting for something to happen. Like, so that can be what your response is. That's why you snapping on everybody.
I think she got it together when she talked to her mama on the phone. That's at the very moment that she got her courage.
Like, well, I'm like, I don't care what happened. I'm just gonna blurt it out. Yeah, but again, so now you want to talk about this could, I guess maybe you think this could ruin your family. Well, you should have kept that to yourself. But what she's like, well, this is my family, you know, like as if it could bring some type of harm to her family. And my point is, if you thought that hard, then you just would have kept it to yourself then, like, because you the one put it out there. But that's what I mean by going back to Shamea, again, being the problem or problematic one. Because I'm just going, you saying the parents broke up or had already become not friends. Mm-hmm. Then Porsha and Shamea reconnect as Porsha is entering her first season onto Housewives. Now, Porsha comes in as a full-time housewife. She doesn't audition as a friend of. So I'm making that point to say it wasn't Porsha and Shamea coming in together as friends, both auditioning. It was Porsha as the housewife, Shamea coming in. So what I'm saying is that friendship does seem to have been connected and built off of an actual possibility to have for Shamea to be entered into the housewives, and then to turn around and Candy kind of be the next person trying to usher you in, you know, like, because it seemed like that it must have been some kind of, you must have been talking to the girls, letting them know that you wanted to be on Shamea. So what I'm saying is, it sounds like Shamea was the one being calculated.
I'm not gonna say she wasn't being calculated because she knew she wanted to be on the show.
Yeah.
So, and evidently, however, she might have found out.
Yeah. So you know what? So this is all, in the grand scheme of things, this is all Shamea's fault, because all Shamea had to do was be honest.
Well, true.
That's all I'm saying. That's all she ever had to do was be honest. That, like,
I don't know.
I think even as bad of a friend as it made her look, I think we all see Porsha was honest with her about what she could do. You know,
definitely.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess.
You know, I mean, like I said, and even though it made her look like a bad friend, it didn't stop her from being honest with her.
And I feel like, yes, in that point, yeah, because I guess I never wanted to be a friend with someone like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
right.
Like Porsha, but like where I feel like I got to take the B-roll. No,
yeah, correct.
No. I'm not going to kiss your ass to be your friend. I'm not going to.
Hell, you ain't going to kiss mine either. Like, we don't roll like that. Like, we can shine together. Yeah. You know, or if you don't, then don't. But don't hate on mine, you know.
I'm just like, I could not. I guess maybe that's why my mind don't work that way, because I don't feel like inferior of other women. So I'm gonna stand and, like, I got mad. I said, "Why you gonna bring this shit to the table? Why the fuck you gonna get up and leave? I'm gonna sit right there."
Yeah, I mean, and also, you just, it came from nowhere. It was like this is what you had. But I have to agree. And listen, that's why, like, hate on Porsha all you want because she good at what the fuck they hire her to do. But I agree with it. I say, like, when she say, and there it is right there. Like, that's the, like, I have did that to people. Like, I just told my cousin, spirits jump out of people and it looked like that. Like, that's what it looked like that. When somebody say something, like they go pull something so off the wall from, and you, like you say, you like, what even warrant that to come out? Like, you like nothing was being discussed that even needed to go there. Like,
no, I think Mama Morty told her to go there. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I feel.
Somebody did. Well, yes. the spirit did. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I agree with Porsha. Say when that I ain't fucking with her till that spirit get up off of her, and I would agree with you because that is like, and it does look like a seed of jealousy. It does look like a seed of like envy or something.
I would say probably envy that, or I would say very hurt in this. I'm a burn all in now.
Hurt. Yeah,
you're gonna forgive all these bitches that you don't like, and I know you don't like them, and then. But I guess I could not be Shamea because I just wouldn't give a damn.
Well, right, that's what and that's why I'm saying even for that. Then say that. Be honest with this lady. You know what I'm saying? Tell her, like, instead of walking around, because that's how I think you ended up running your mouth to the wrong person and then having the cash a check your ass wasn't ready for because you was trying to be cool, be in, and you was trying to play like you didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But you do. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have still been there if you hadn't. You know what I mean? Like, because, and I agree. Like, I think the best thing your friend could do is be honest with you, and because like being a friend to somebody doesn't always mean agreement. Yeah. Like it doesn't always mean that somebody is always going to move in the way you want them to. Or prefer them to, but it requires acceptance of people, and you know what I'm saying, like in just the way that they come. So the best thing you can do is be honest. And sometimes people can't hold that, you know what I mean? Like I've had a friendship in that same kind of like way. Like I responded to something in an honest way, and I didn't know that the person had I guess it hurt their feelings, you know what I mean, like, or whatever. They just expected that I was supposed to do something different, and they held on to resentment. So we had some small little falling out about something, and then all of a sudden that thing comes back up. You know what I mean? And so that's why I say, like, I'm a person that's kind of similar to that. Like if you can hold on to something and pretend to be okay with me and all of that, I don't want a friend that moves like that. Because I can't handle that. Like I need you to be upfront with me because I'm gonna be upfront with you. If I don't feel like doing something, I'm gonna probably tell you. I need you to be able to, be okay with that, to not feel like I'm trying to hurt your feelings, or you know what I'm saying.
I think I'm like my mom says, you're very critical. So I'm not gonna intentionally. I don't think it's being mean. But if you ask me something, you would say, "Oh, Angela, how you think this look?" And if I think it's ugly, I'm like, "Girl, that is fucking ugly." I'm not gonna send you out here and have everybody else talking about you. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna let you know right up front. No, girl, that's ugly. I don't like this. I don't like. That's me. Point blank. Period. But the whole, I guess I'm not a people pleaser at all. Either you take me as I am or whatever. I don't care. But I'm not gonna. I hate that for Shamea.
Yeah, I
just be character, because girl, a lot of women would love to be in your situation.
That's I think that's the shame of it, in my opinion. So like not everybody can be a queen bee. Not everybody is made to be queen bee. You know, like
But I don't think everybody on the show is not a queen bee either.
No, but I'm saying it's kind of like she kind of got that Clarissa disease, you know, like in a sense where you're not accepting that you're not, you know what I mean? Like, and that doesn't diminish the life that you have, because I agree with you. The life you have, girl, if you do it right, you can make them bitches, you know what I'm saying, like kind of pan over what you doing, you know, but you too busy trying to fit in with them. And what's crazy is, to your point, they the ones that's got less than what you got. Like, that don't even make no damn sense.
It don't. Drew don't even got her Drew ain't got her kids, barely got a place to stay. Girl, I don't know.
And right. And you somewhere, you see, like, that, get the hell off this show, girl. Get off this show. Go get yourself in somebody's couch.
Girl, please.
And move on with the rest of your life.
Because I would say, yeah, these women are too low vibrational for me. And I feel like the way that with Angela, the way that she's moving, I would have sent her a cease and desist. Oh God.
Oh, for sure.
You get me? Because it's like I'm.
Yeah, I can hear you coming in and out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have definitely sent Angela a cease and desist, because you're not going to just walk around here making all these claims. And I got what? I would have. I'm sorry. Did she put a name on it?
I feel like a cease and desist really ain't nothing. I wouldn't have wasted my time with that. I tell y'all, ever since
my job is asking me about it.
Sued that lady. That is, in my opinion, I'm like, that's what every other celebrity, you should put money up, waiting for the person to come, like to come and do you like that, and come roll their ass right into defamation court. Like, I wouldn't waste my money on a cease and desist. I let them see. That's the type of bitch I am. You play with me, and when it's time for me to respond, I'm gonna let your ass know. Don't you come back around here again.
I don't think they can sue each other, can they?
Huh?
They can't do the defamation lawsuits being a part of Bravo, can they?
Oh, maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you can. I wonder if they can do each other, because I'm almost certain the contract is that they can't sue the company, but I wonder if they can sue each other, because that would be more civil. I don't think that they can. I don't think it's kind of like you can't draw up a contract that includes prostitution. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't draw up a contract that would be illegal. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, amongst the two of them, they probably could. I'm for sure can't sue them, the production people. Make sense?
Britt trying to.
Who is? No, that's what I mean. No, that's my point though. You can't sue, like, I mean, well, okay, let me put this in technical terms. Technically, you can sue whoever you want to if you pay the fees. You got a lawyer to file the, paperwork, whatever. You can sue whoever you want. But to your point, when you sign these contracts for housewives, generally the company, the production company, is going to protect themselves by having a clause in there about not being able to file suit because you can expect these things to happen. So while you can sue a person, that doesn't mean you're going to win. Clearly, Britt Eady is not about to win anything. Now, could Britt Eady sue Kenya Moore? Yes, because their contracts are not with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a contract with Kenya Moore. The contract is with Bravo and whoever the parent company is.
Yeah, she gonna sue Kenya over a picture that's not her.
Well, right. And then, and Kenya is up to her elbow in, legal fees her damn self. So.
Yeah, so.
But, and again, to your point, if you thought you was gonna sue anybody, you rather sue the company because they the ones with the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the deal is they didn't already covered themselves in that. So yeah, I think she could. I think she could sue her castmate for defamation, and that would be the thing, because if you could prove that she did, like that she lied, that's all you need to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. That's why I said, honey, Johnny Depp. Which, speaking of Johnny Depp, baby, that's what that big Tigger and his wife. That's what that situation remind me of, baby. Yes, Miss Angie, you are so welcome.
She got bigger fish to fry.
Yes, honey.
I'm like, you the whole kidnap your daughter.
Lord, like, it's a lot going on. And I don't even know where to start. God. But clearly, this lady is mentally ill.
It's glitching.
Yeah, clearly the lady is mentally ill. But back to this Porsha, and so yeah, I thought Shamea was dead wrong for going there. I don't. It made me look at her in a different way, just because that's not the type of person that I like to be around. Somebody who is sitting, waiting, like to do some dirty, nasty stuff like that. And now, like I say, I have been giving Porsha so many props for, just not going there. And so I'm like, the gloves are off now, and I don't even know to the depths of where this might go to.
Yeah,
like,
it's going to hell.
I don't even want to know. Like, I don't even want to be in y'all business this stuff. Like, I really don't. I don't want to know about Shamea sleeping with other men.
Possibly. And a pastor.
Right, and a pastor. Okay, right. Yeah. Now we gonna have to say, now, which player on the team, honey? Angela, since you got that much information now, let me stop. And so I'm more interested in to get to this reunion, though, to see how this reunion goes.
Did you watch What Happens Live?
I did not.
Okay. Phaedra said that Shamea was in the hot seat, of course. She had the most receipts, then Drew. I'm like, what receipts Drew got? Because what is she talking about? Receipts about what? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
We didn't find out nothing about Drew, but on TMZ.
Right.
So I don't know. So I'm
the pastor and the manager, honey. Right. And don't forget the basketball team. Right?
And the football team. I swear, oh boy ain't getting none, and she's spreading around like that.
Okay.
Her pelvic floor must be gone.
Right. Speaking of that, okay.
What do you think about that conversation?
Well, what I did think, first, the only thing I thought was that sometimes I get annoyed when one person starts to talk about something and then somebody comes in and, does the explanation. And it was just like, why did you feel the need to do that? But I didn't know what to think about it. I didn't know why she thought to share that.
And her physical therapist has to finger her. Girl, bitch, get out of here.
Yeah, and I didn't know if I could.
What physical therapist do you know works with the vagina?
I don't know one.
Like, gynecologist lady. I'm like, what?
Now I know that you can go to a chiropractor and get your hips repositioned, but I never heard
going inside is mess with your vagina, but the goddamn just
that. I mean, that's the only information that I have about it. Also,
and what do you think about about Drew upcoming project with Ray J? I said, that's not a flex.
No, it's not. Because Ray J needs help. Like, so,
Well,
if it make us some money, fan, I think what we see Drew doing is anything for some money.
I said, Ray J? One wish, Ray J? Okay, I thought he's supposed to be 9.
Honey, he is still kicking, but he needs help. Like, he is still around here kicking, but he definitely needs some help.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I thought that was funny. And what about the everybody that dipped in the lady pond? Those conversations. The first night of the trip.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I've never dipped in the lady pond. I don't have a desire to. I think I felt like Drew kind of joined in just to kind of be a part of the group,
She did it to be submissive to her husband.
Yeah, but I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe it. So I'm like, so I don't know how to feel about that. Like, again, some things that they present as something that's just like girly normal, I don't have that experience in my girl group.
None at all. And I thought, well, that's when we learned that Pinky had been in a 3-year relationship with a woman. So
yeah,
okay, so there's the woman in the basement.
Which, like you say, right there. And so I was like, oh, that's where she got the woman in the basement from, because somebody clearly must have told her that they saw her with a woman, saw her dating a woman.
And I like what Phaedra said. Phaedra was like, she was surprised.
She was surprised she actually married a man. Like, she must be that cool. So yeah, I'm not. I mean, I guess it's fun. Like I said, I'm not familiar with that particular conversation amongst girlfriends. Me and my girlfriends, we have talked, but it's about males.
Yeah,
it's not about other females. So.
Maybe it's an Atlanta thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe so, because sometimes I feel like maybe I'm more of a prude than I thought. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me because I'm not attracted to women.
Yeah, and none of my friends have ever. We sat around and anyone mentioned of an escapade of that sort.
Yeah, no.
And I don't put nothing past none of them. But
well, that's what I mean. Like, like some conversations just don't come up, for me. So like I'm sure I know a few of or I wouldn't even say my friends, but people that I know that probably, did with dab and stuff. But again, those are not conversations we sit around and have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was just like, oh, okay. I guess maybe it's this thing with Porsha, dating the girl. I think people feel some type of validation, especially like going back to the season 9 where it felt like Kandi had done like a, kind of exposing of Porsha. Because the funny thing about it, if we go back to Porsha's first season, like, who is this girl? Okay, like
she was playing the role she thought she needed to play, honey.
Baby, you talk about, you remember that girl didn't even want to go to a strip club because her dad was gonna be upset. Now you just around here, just in the words of Miss Evelyn, laying it low and spreading it wide.
So wait a minute. So if we go back to her first season and looking at Porsha now, so liberated. So, okay, so if we're talking about like her first season, how do you think she panned out her first season?
Oh, I thought she did great her first. Like, honestly, I liked her. I've liked Porsha since she's come on the scene. Yeah, I thought she did good her first season.
So you think she just played dumb? Is that part of her shtick?
I think
The Underground Railroad. I thought it was
that naive and dumb are two different things.
No, when she said the Underground Railroad, she was trying to figure out how to. I'm like, come on, girl.
Well, I don't think she was dumb, but I'm literally saying what I think. I think she's naive. I think she's more naive than dumb. And I know what she said about the Underground Railroad. I feel like if you talk to people about more stuff, you'll find out that she's not the only one that might have some, kind of weird thoughts about certain stuff. I don't know. It was a funny thing. I didn't take it to think that she didn't know anything. I like that. Like again, I like sometimes when the audience has, like whatever their perception is, I think it just says a lot to me about the audience that is watching. I think you can make a mistake like that, and
your grandfather be a civil rights leader, and you don't know what the Underground Railroad is.
I think it's a shame, but for sure, yeah, I think you could.
No, you didn't pay attention in school at all.
Hmm.
She couldn't have paid attention in school at all.
That's what I mean. But she would not be the only one. So that it's like that's like everybody who sat and listened to it. That's what I'm saying. Like you be probably surprised if you ask different questions about different things, what people actually know. A lot of times people repeating what's being repeated to them. And in her case, again, like I understood why she would say it. Like not that I didn't know any different, but it was kind of one of those. It's like a kid, like an innocent kid thing. If you already hear about the Underground Railroad and you don't have any real concept of what it was, like all you thinking is it made sense that she would think it was a train unless somebody purposely said it to her. If she purposely asked the question, I didn't take it as her being dumb. The 265 days a year. I didn't take that as her being dumb. I took that as you said something wrong.
I don't know. Either you think she misspoke when she said 265, that she actually 365.
Well, yeah, because I think if you graduated high school, then we all probably.
When you graduated high school, you should know about the Underground Railroad.
Well, I don't know. I don't agree with that. Girl, I would not agree with that. No, I would not agree with that. Huh?
He said we all got history classes.
I just wouldn't. I would not agree with what you think somebody knows.
No, in that curriculum should be in the school.
Huh?
What the curriculum should have been in school.
I just wouldn't agree with it. I don't, because like even with that, I can't say that because I can't agree with what the curriculums are outside of the curriculum I was in. Like I know that Black history was taught in the school that I went to. I don't know about any other and that's what I'm saying. It's understandable because not everybody is getting the same lessons. Yeah. I grew up in
granddaddy, a civil rights leader. I felt like she was playing dumb. That's what I felt like. Because I'm like, how could you be that dumb? And I thought that, she kind of wanted to be like the dizzy blonde, or that's what I got from that. And I'm like, it's no way.
That could have been, because it might have been where she was sitting when it came to being married to Cordell. But I don't think she's dumb because of those things like that. You know what I mean? That didn't mean that to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I give people way more grace than, and again, like that's what I'm.
Because I'm so blunt. I was like, oh, really? Okay. But yeah.
Now, I with. For instance, going back to Jessica Simpson's and the chicken of the sea. Now, I thought she might have been a little dumb for that, but at the same time, I understood. But like I said, I thought she was dumb for that because I don't think she thought hard enough about it. So what, like, I don't know. It's kind of one of them things, like, whatever. Because if we all gonna pretend, like, I didn't grow up in slavery, so I'm not gonna pretend like I automatically knew that there wasn't a train. I feel like somebody literally had to tell me that. You know what I mean? Like, and if you didn't ask, then you didn't know. So I'm saying it's a reasonable assumption for somebody to assume, unless somebody made it clear that there wasn't a train. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm just, because I'm saying how you would get there would make sense, right? You talking about a railroad. You know what I'm saying? So how a person would conduce a train with that, that goes along with some sort of common sense, without thinking about the fact that there's no trains in the time frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's but you have to remember both of those things, right? Now, when Jessica Simpson with the chicken of the sea comment, the reason why I thought that was more so what I would term as dumb is because even as you think about that, you can understand what they meant, that it's still fish. You know what I'm saying? Because what they're saying is everybody likes chicken. So it's the chicken of the sea. Like, everybody like, like, so it's the fish. And so for her to have still thought that was chicken. You get what I'm saying? Like, to the thoughts don't make sense. Chicken don't live in the ocean. You see what I'm saying?
She maybe thought it was a chicken.
But do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's not reasonable. You know what I mean? It's reasonable for somebody, now, maybe not of your age. You know what I'm saying? But it's reasonable for somebody to think that there was a train. Like, because like you said, you're using the word railroad. It's a word association thing. But, like, if chicken don't live in the sea. So if they call it chicken of the sea, they can't be talking about chicken, because chicken don't live in the sea. You say, Miss Word on the curve. Can't you
right here, here we go.
Oh, you got right. You got to do your at.
I didn't put the ad on there.
Yes. But so that's kind of, like I said, I think I do give a little more grace. And I just, like I say, like, no, I don't, and I try not to, like I said, it's a reasonable thing to think. It's a reasonable thing to get wrong. It's reasonable. But maybe I don't know. I think she was just being naive. I for sure think she was naive. Which most of us are that young.
Girl, she wasn't that damn young. She was about 30.
Yeah, but she was I think she was closer to like 20 something.
No, she's like, what the hell? She like 45, 46. She's the same age you are.
Yeah, she is not. She like 43.
Girl, let me Google Porsha Williams. She ain't no damn 43.
I think. Let's see, when did she get married to? Oh no, she 45. Let's see, when did she get married to, what's her name? What's his name?
Cordell.
Yeah. So 2011. So
girl, she 81.
She was like 31. So yeah, girl, who is that girl though? Like, that's what I'm like. I want to know.
The girl with the French roll.
I want to know where
she go.
Okay, and she is not coming back. Talking about, do you see her anywhere?
She go.
But yeah, but poor Shamea, she done went out bad, honey. She got the Marlo curse. And it's a shame. I feel, I do feel bad. I feel bad that it didn't turn out the way she would have wanted. And I feel bad for her for that. But I think the lesson for me is, even in general, you can't force something. You know what I mean? Like if it was meant for you to have been a housewife, then you would have been a housewife the first time around. You know, and when you go to forcing something, then it just blows up. Because that's what I feel like her. I feel like she's been forcing something like an image, a projection, a something. And it's just not working. And so that's what I mean when I say she was flailing at that table, because to your point, I do think her calling her mom, I think it was like a reaction, you know, like a physical reaction to just being in an environment that's not conducive for you.
Yeah. Shamea, girl, ain't no way in the hell I would have. If I would have took it to hell like that, bitch, I would have sat there at that damn table, talked all kind of. We going to hell. I'm the villain. Y'all say I'm the villain. I'm stirring the pot. I'm about to stir this motherfucker today. I'm gonna do something.
Because I damn sure do think that if you threw that out, you were supposed to back it up with something else. Yeah, I do agree.
I would have sat right there. I wouldn't have walked away crying like I tell the kids in the daycare. You can't be bad and be a crybaby.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't be a villain. You're gonna start the shit, take it to hell. You can't go and cry about it.
No, I agree.
It really pissed me off. I was like, what the girl?
Like, what is wrong with you? Right. And like you said, you talking about this my family. Like, well, girl, you should have kept your mouth closed, because
before she pulled out the receipt of the text on the prayer week on the episode 13, and I'm like, okay, what is Shamea? I thought she was about to start crying at the table before she pulled out the text. I'm like, I know good goddamn well you ain't about to see her crying in front of Angela. But then she pulled out the text. Okay, I'm like, it had Pinky to read it, but the whole time I'm like, goddamn Shamea, if I'm sitting on this text, girl, I'm about to really talk my shit to your ass. I just would.
Yeah, you can't be bad and be a crybaby. No, you cannot. No, I would agree. Like, you can't. That's the thing with K. Michelle. Like, you can't be this wounded bird and then, you know, like, able to pounce on somebody at the same time. Like, which is it, girl? You wounded, or, you know, like, you a badass?
I think, is she like trying to really be friends with Pinky now? Because I seen her on her Instagram or whatever. What about your friends? It's like
she done unfollow Shamea. Girl, K. Michelle is a nut job. So I feel like it probably takes a whole lot to be friends with her.
Yeah, I can't have a needy friend.
Yeah,
I can't. You know, my mother had to deal with that. I was like, Mom.
But you know, Shamea would make the perfect, you know what I'm saying, for somebody like that, though.
Girl, that's too tiring. I got life to live. And I can't, you know, coddle your every emotion. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Who is Miss Nutmeg Michelle?
I don't know. But she's got first chair, and I just can't see why. But
I don't either. But I did say, I told you it probably was going to be by default. It definitely is by default, because no, she is not giving anything for the season. We knew Shamea would be on that other side, but actually, it's Porsha and K. Michelle, right?
Yeah, and then the next
had that first share. Now, that's funny how she getting all the smoke from the second seat.
She ain't even in second seat. She in third seat.
In the third seat? Wow.
Yes, they got Kelly before her.
Wow. Oh yeah, listen. That's a sign too. Also, Shamea. Like, Shamea, cut your losses. Yeah, I can't deal with a needy friend. Well, you know, and I think I am too. Like, I recharge by myself. You know what I mean? So I do. I need my alone time. I cannot And I, it's funny. I think when I was younger, I used to spend a lot of time on the phone. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't even be on the phone
but yeah,
anymore.
yeah, I don't do that. Even and thinking back on it, I realized how draining it was even then. You know what I'm saying? But it was like what we did. But no, I don't
Girl,
do
I
that.
feel like
It went out. Okay, I think you back.
girl, my things. What I was gonna say, what I was gonna say was, oh shit, I can't even remember. No, what I was gonna say, I can't even remember you now. This is what you get when you get old. It was a girl. It was right in my throat. God damn. I was talking about the needy friend. No, I feel like if I like your post, we spoke. So if you click something on, you put something on Facebook.
That's funny.
We spoke. That's how. And I told my friends, I'm sorry because some of my friends I haven't spoken to in months.
Mm-hmm.
So I like your post, girl. We spoke today.
Mm-hmm. I can't say that per se, but I just listen. Like I tell people sometimes, I've heard, like, oh well, so and so ain't called me in so long, so forget them. And I kind of say, like, listen, if you feel like putting a call in to somebody, put a call in. You know what I mean? Like, and what's the worst that happen? They don't answer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm kind of funny about some things. Like I'm not gonna play phone games with a person. Like we calling back and forth and like all of that. At a certain point, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm done. But for me, it's just be reciprocal of what's happening. If I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while and I thought, well, let me give you a call, then I'm gonna give you a call. If you see my call, I guess I would expect you to call me back, at some point, whenever it gets, free. We'll chat and move on. Hold on, let me go grab Prince Michael Jackson.
He upset. He's like, come get me now. But yeah, I can't deal with a needy friend. No. We passed high school, so I can't do that, or middle school. I got life and right now. Yeah, like what she say? Yeah, like I thought, like that. We spoke. Mm-hmm. You can make it. I just if I click on your post and say I like it or love it or give you a laughing emoji or whatever it may be, we spoke today. Right. That's me. I like your stuff on TikTok. Okay, we spoke.
Right. I can feel that though. I can feel that.
Because my little cousin, she was like, we used to talk all the time. I said, girl, I be damn busy. And my phone rings so much, it's irritating to talk on the phone sometimes. So it just constantly rings. So, and I'm always handling business for other people. So it's just like, I don't be wanting to talk on the phone. Sometimes.
Right. No, I get it.
And girl, it's becoming a chore to watch some of these shows now too. I don't even I ain't watched Heart Hustle Houston at all yet.
You haven't?
No, I think I'm gonna just probably this coming weekend just gonna binge watch and then do me one big review or something. But I haven't. And I see that I have to go on your channel and watch the Indie Bosses.
Yes, honey. Yes. And they got part 2 out on their channel, so they put the second part out.
Girl.
What you got to tell us about Miss Tamika?
Girl, honey, the one named Tamika. Should I be saying? Well, girl, shit, it's gonna come out on the air anyway.
I mean, right.
And them girls
should I be saying her name?
Girl, Tamika, that's married to the old white man. Honey, it's gonna come out about her cheating with the dude name. I ain't gonna say his name because somebody knows the dude.
Is it the guy on the program?
Oh, he ain't on the show.
Okay.
No, but them girls it's gonna be a big thing. Cause my brother was telling me, damn, he was telling me when I was talking to him about it, he was like, yeah, I been knew about that shit. He said they filmed this a couple years ago. He said, but wouldn't nobody pick it up or whatever, is the last he heard. But yeah, he was like, oh, I said, what does the white man do for a living? He was like, he just retired from somewhere because he knew somebody that used to trick off with this man too. I'm like, but yeah, the girl was messing around with this, and it's all supposed to be explosive on the show. I go, oh, I know the dude's name.
Well, she did. So the guy, you watched the first.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so the guy named Superstar. I guess he, is for the streets, but he also got a girl he been off and on with who is Trina's like best friend, but he ends up meeting up with her. But she tells him like, "Well, I'm married." However, it was kind of like there was this air that was sitting there that was kind of like she date other people, even though she married. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, listen, I don't know how you get into those relationships. Hell, I can't. Like where you can still date other people and be married. Like,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the doggy said, "Where is my mama?" Right. So probably like, "Girl, you supposed to be asleep." And since I'm not, he say, "I'm not going
to act up."
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to sleep either. But let's see. We'll see. Because I know that, like I said, I know that they did do a casting call. I can't say if it's been, I don't think they've done that. Maybe she's done something different. You know what I mean? But I feel like Coach Stringer literally has only been working on this for about the last 2 years or so. As far as with the people and everything.
No, I'm talking about Tamika.
The one right, that's what I mean. Maybe she has done something, that like that.
My brother, no, he specifically said Yandy because when my brother had their soft launch grand opening, Yandy threw a party at their club in New York. So he specifically was talking about Yandy's thing because he knew about this whole thing. He said, I've been knew about it. He said, I thought she couldn't get nobody to pick it up. I said, but he got to talk because I remember when we was trying to figure out that the girl from Fort Wayne, and I was like, because that's the one I didn't like the blonde hair on. And then we went through her page, but yeah, and I was like, okay. Of course, because her little brother and my little brother, they were friends when they were little. So he was got to telling me different stuff. He's like, no, you can't be saying all this stuff on. I said, well, if it's going to come out on the show, shit. What's the difference?
Or maybe we can just break it. Like, because
I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, so on that show, I guess they are pulling an Angela. Somebody is because they gonna get all her tea about who she messing around with.
Okay, well, we shall see. They say that. Well, that's Ralph.
No, it ain't that.
Huh?
He's not on the show.
Oh, okay. But you say his name started with an R. Yeah. Well, because that's what I'm going to say. Because that's what the setup is.
Oh, but no.
On that show right now.
It's a hot boy, girl. This is a hot boy.
I don't know. Again, that he seemed to set himself up and present himself like a hot boy. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the hot boys call themselves or what they look like.
Ballers.
That's what I'm saying. He seems to present himself. I don't know. You might not.
It's a dude from here. Huh? It's a dude from here. It's a dude from here.
Okay. What's his name?
I'll tell you outside of this.
Okay. Like, dude, just say his name. That's even more reason why we ain't gonna know. Yeah. Okay, Claudia.
I texted to you. He told me not to, you don't want me to say, but yeah.
All right, Claudia. Like, Lord. Like, sometimes I'll be like, Claudia, like, girl, don't say nothing. But anyway, she can't help it. And that's what I told, like, when she was talking about this whole situation. I'm like, Claudia, that's why can't nobody stand you, because you be on both sides. You don't have a definitive place in which you sit. And she a mean girl, because she agreed with Shamea. She feels like because Porsha brought up the moms first by saying, that Shamea's mom bought the daycare.
She said your mother did. She said that Shamea mom did something egregious to her mother, is what she said.
So she feels like that would. I mean,
I would have taken it to hell right then. I would have.
And that's all. That's kind of where I'm at. Was like, well, if she was sitting like, that's what I mean. That's a snake in the grass that's sitting on something like that. And
I would have took it to hell
once we done went there. You know what I mean? Like, so
I'm gonna tell you what. Somebody was talking about my mama on Facebook, and I figured they were talking about my mama. Bitch, who you think you're talking to? Girl, I'm over there typing. Bitch, girl, yes. And my mama didn't even have a Facebook at the time, and it was my uncle's wife. Girl, bitch, you got me fucked up. I took it to hell right then. Here, my cousin calling me, hey, she just vent. No, bitch, vent somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I agree. I will take it to hell right then, because nothing has the same effect when you did it 3 months after the fact. Like,
was it 3 months? Or was
no,
it
I'm just exaggerating.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, it sounds like it's been 3 years after the fact. So it sounds like some of these conversations you should have been had with a person. And like I said, I was trying to salvage this friendship, and I'm like, girl, you're doing a horrible job at salvaging your friendship. It looks like you are fanning the flames.
Yeah, I guess she said, I'm taking it to hell. And
it is there now. And honey, and Porsha said, open up and let me in.
In the lake of fire. So I think Porsha got the spirit now. She got
spirit. Right. Open up and let me in.
That spirit is going around. So, but yeah, I think, of course, when Shamea said all that, I said, oh God, this is so unwarranted. Girl, but I would say that Porsha handled herself. I mean, she showed that, yes, I know how to play the game. And it made Shamea look very juvenile. And then to go, because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to stay committed to it. And I'm going to act a fool the whole time. And
if you was holding on, you should have been ready, honey, to let it flow.
And I'm not going to go crying. I'm not. Nobody on that show would see me crying. I would realize, yes, we're all co-workers. We're not friends. We're co-workers over here. And I'm going to play the game. Just like what Angela told Shamea, well, you don't know what me and my daughter is going through, and you crossed the boundary. I'm like, bitch, please. I would have told her.
Right. Like, that kind of irritated me with Angela with that one, too, because you act like you talking about some child. That lady is a grown-ass woman with a fucking wife. Like, you better get out of here.
And got a confessional.
Right. Would you say actually Shamea brought it up first when she spoke to Cheekbones last season?
Yeah, she said
on the show.
She said the mothers had a falling out.
All right, we'll see. Well, I stand. But like I said, I think people just want to hate Porsha so bad, and they give her a lot of credit, a lot of power. Like, to your point, for somebody who don't know what the Underground Railroad is, I'm pretty sure she is not somewhere conjuring up people's next move.
I think she is, girl. No. She the damn head bitch in charge now. Come on now. This ain't the era where
but the thing about being the head bitch in charge is you don't put yourself there. Most times it's the people around you that put you in that position. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not her.
Be the smart one. They're following Porsha, so she's the one who knows how to run the game. So I feel like when we saw Porsha when she first came on, this innocent Stepford wife, I think it was all an act because we see the full Porsha now. We see Porsha, the sexually liberated Porsha. We don't see this girl that's scared of going to the strip club. So I think she probably always went to the strip club, but she was portraying whatever she was portraying for TV. Because I don't think you just tamed
now why? Now, but okay, riddle me this: why couldn't it just not have been portraying what she was portraying for that husband that she had?
Well, that's
like, why did it have to be for TV? I don't think it was for TV. I think it was more about the husband.
Yeah, but then I guess I'm always gonna be me, so I'm not going to portray something to this man to keep a man, and he does not, because he don't know me then. So I can't never be me. And the person that we saw.
I mean, I would agree with you there, but even with me being able to agree with that, I just have understanding that, yeah, in order for people to have the thing that they want, they may have to behave a particular way to get it.
No.
Now, is that good enough for me to do that, to do it? No, but there are plenty of people who do. You know what I mean?
I can never. Because I can't be my authentic true self to the person that I'm supposed to be.
And that would add to a person being naive to think that you could get along in life that way. It doesn't work.
Well, she found out the hard way.
Right, that's what I mean. Like that's where you are naive to think that you would be able to get along in life that way.
What does it say? And it's the wrong road. She said something about the daycare, but I can't remember exactly. Who said something about the daycare?
I think Porsha. I felt like it was Porsha, but I don't know.
Yeah, because the people, as being a daycare provider, you cannot buy somebody's daycare or purchase it under. She purchased the building. Mm-hmm. And I don't, to me personally, see nothing wrong with that. If it's being foreclosed, I don't
think so either.
So that is just business. And why should I go and get another building when this one's already set up? Mm-hmm. So, and I would think that would be egregious to no one. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the season. For sure. I was gonna end, but yeah, I can't wait to the reunion to see what receipts everybody has. And it seems like what Andy said, him and Porsha left the whole time. So like the person that's going to be battling looks like Angela is supposed to be battling with Shamea and Kelly. And I'm like, what is
how did Angela get back in there? It's okay.
I don't understand it because I don't understand it.
Angela, at this point, she got to be going for Shamea because Shamea is an easy target.
It is. It seemed, like I said, it seemed bullish. It really did. And I felt like when she got caught up, then she tried to act like some mean, like I'm gonna beat your ass. Because I'm like, what you gonna do? She Sasquatch, what you gonna do? You gonna come? If she comes out, what you gonna do to her? Y'all already had the discussion downstairs. So what is the plan? Are you gonna punch her? I mean, like, that's the way it seemed. Like, how they had the little girl that's scared to come out the room or whatever, and the big bully out there, I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch, when you come out. That's what it kind of gave me. And I'm like, I don't understand this at all. And what I will say is what kind of disappointed me was all the women talked about it in the confessional, but nobody called it out there at the table. Because I just feel like, I don't know what it is that Angela's trying to do, but it seems like she's really trying to do personal damage to Shamea. This is not light, fun shade. And for her to say, you said something to my daughter, and all she said was, you sweeter than your mom or nicer than your mom. That's crazy.
I thought, you are reaching.
Yeah, because I would have.
Well, it's the whole, don't say nothing to my child. Like, that is not a fucking child. Like, you better cut it out.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding? It's about, you don't know what we got going on, bitch. You don't know what I got going on with my husband. Why you said I'm fucking everybody in the world? That sounds crazy to me, girl. I would have been like Candy said to Marlo, fuck you and them flowers.
Okay.
That's the way I would have been with her. Girl, I would have turned it up. Bitch, you better be worried that I'm not fucking your husband.
Right.
I would have told her. I would have went to hell. I would have went to hell on day 1 and day 2. Mm-hmm. They be like, Uncle's no fun. She's yeah, I took it to hell both times.
Both times.
Yes, and I ain't gonna cry.
Right.
So yeah.
No. Now, if you see me crying in that type of setting, honey, hide the knives, go find some shelter, because bitch, I'm on my way. Like,
but Candy said I'm crying because I can't choke your ass.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, you like shit. You see me crying in that type of thing, like seek cover. Like, get the hell away from me, because ain't nobody safe. But yeah, no, and like I said, I happened to see Shamea, like I said, at that FIFA game, and it clicked to me right then and there, and I said, that's what it is, Shamea. And it's like, even she's doing interviews, and because it's kind of annoying me that she's bringing up certain topics in reference to what her experience is. But because she's not accountable to how she got herself in this place, she's able to make it seem like, oh, everybody hating on her because she's the darkest on the cast. I don't think, like, as much as
that was not what was said. People were saying that they were wondering if the fans were feeling that way. I don't believe she believed, because they all. Yeah, she's the darkest one there, but I don't
feel. Well, maybe you haven't listened to any of her clips, because I haven't listened.
I watched the interview that they did, and the lady had asked her about the colorism thing.
So I do feel that her responses seem to agitate that particular stance. She's not saying, no, I don't think that. She is very much going along with the fact that she feels like she's ganged up on. She feels like she doesn't understand why.
I do feel like she is being ganged up on, though, because the whole Angela thing doesn't make sense. Angela and Drew. Well, maybe. Like I said, Like I said, to me, the only person who should have a problem with her is Phaedra and her friend or ex-best friend, Porsha. The other ladies, I don't even see how they even come into play. Nothing happened this season for them to have an issue. Angela actually was in the scene at the boutique with Kelly and Shamea when Kelly called Porsha Horsha. So I don't understand how this goes so left. It seems like, I know it's editing or whatever, but something to me doesn't make sense why Angela has the hard on to Shamea if it's not. I feel like the scheme and the plot was set up not on K. Michelle, but it was with Shamea and Angela and Drew. That's how I feel. Now, and to me, it looks very lapdoggish of Drew and Angela, because and I'm not saying Porsha put them up to anything, but it feels like they're trying to get approval from Porsha. That's what it seems. Because other than that, their beef makes no sense. She went on to CC channel entitled the video Shamea's Experience Colors and Herbism. So maybe that's what people think that.
Yeah, Shamea definitely is feeding into that particular narrative. Well, my stance doesn't change. I think she's a professional victim. I think until she decides that she's going to have self accountability in whatever, because I do think that she has played a part in everything. And like I said at the top of the show, it's really just because she has her defenses up. Whether she feels like she needs to have them up or whatever, for whatever reason, they are up. And when you're defensive, you're very easy to get into it with everybody you encounter because you're defensive. And so you defend things that you don't
But
even
who
have
she
to
got into
defend.
it with? So that's why I guess I'm missing. Like who?
Well, when I say get into it, I'm just using that terminology to go along with this gang up, this pile on that everybody seems to be experiencing. I don't think I feel like I've experienced her be piled up on. I do think she's had a bad season. But I don't think I like, not the way I think that I would say that they picked on Drew. Like I felt like Drew kind of had been the weakest link and the easy target, and so everybody, including Shamea, kind of went there with her very quickly. I think with Shamea, she finds herself in the middle of a position, and again, it's because she's defensive. Like you said, it may not even be an attack, like, but she is seeing it this way. You know what I mean? Like she's feeling this way. And it's because she's on the defense. And I think once she can be accountable for her steps, then maybe she can come off the defense and maybe she won't feel ganged up on,
Because
and it
Porsha
will be
says that
exactly what it looked like to you.
she says to Shamea, you're being defensive at the table with Angela. Fuck yeah, I am. I don't understand. I didn't understand that.
What I'm saying is that not just in that moment. I'm saying Shamea has been defensive since they started back.
Okay, I
I
guess
think she's
I'm
been
gonna go back and
defensive
rewatch.
in every scene that she's shown up in. Like even when they was in wherever they was with the pool and stuff. You know, I don't even think she gave them. She didn't even give them a chance to be able to kind of say, or maybe Angela said something, but I feel like she spoke
Angela
before.
said it.
Well,
But she was trying to
well, hold on, because I feel like she spoke before, and I feel like Angela confirmed. Like I feel like she said, "Well, let me say this before y'all get ready to say." And but
Angela
what
was
we
already
saw,
up in the
but that's what
room
I'm. Wait, hold
with
on, because
her.
what I'm saying is what we saw. It didn't take place with Shamea in the room. So when they all got together, she said, "Well, let me say this before anybody say that it's woo woo woo." So even though we had saw Angela have that conversation, Shamea wasn't in the room with her to have it, so she didn't know that that's what she said. So my point in saying the reason why she addressed them that way was being defensive. Like you already in your mind about it. You know what I'm saying?
But at the table, okay, I'm gonna go back and look at that scene. But at the table,
Yeah.
what she say? Because the way you look, because she brought
Well, that's after the fact though, because what I was talking about was when they was at the pool or whatever, when Shamea was in her bathing suit, right? So, but then after, was they still out of town? Was they still in the same place? But yeah, but that was after when they was back at the table, right?
So I'm going to go back and look at it so I can know exactly what I'm talking about. But I could have swore Angela said it because it seems like that Angela all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, what is going on here? Because she was just out at the pool trying to get information to take back to Cynthia what they were saying about the room or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was the one who was really going off about the room was Kelly.
Yeah.
You know, she was the most vocalist, I would say.
Which somehow that may have been why Shamea felt like, well, let me be the one to say something. You know what I mean? Kind of knowing that, well, Angela was here, she gonna go and say whatever. But my point is, I just feel that Shamea she's just been walking around defensive. And so I just think when you are on defense like that, you are going to find conflict with a lot of people because you're just defending everything. And so is it warranted? No, but it's not warranted for you to be defensive either. You know what I'm saying? But the
I
defense
think
is coming from that whole people pleasing, not knowing how to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, that's why you got to come up off
I
the
don't think
show.
I think she's walking around being defensive because her and her buddy ain't talking. So, and it's her buddy show, and she sees how it is. I mean, shit, we only getting the edited version. I'm pretty sure she's seeing how it absolutely look. You know how you walk in the room, people
Well,
stop
it
talking.
looked like she made a bad choice then, huh?
It seems like so, and I feel like I mean, I feel like if Shamea was probably more like Drew or Kelly, I'm talking about in their situations,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I wouldn't have a problem with her on the show. That's
Mm.
the way it seems to me. If she would be more like them, but it just seems because from what we understand and what we kind of see that they wasn't really friends like that anyways, because if we're saying that they only became friends kind of once Porsha got on the show really or renew their friendship or whatever, it don't seem, and then it seems like from season 9 it kind of was a rift. They had their falling out and kind of it hasn't been the same. I guess my thing is if my friend was supposedly another person came back and told me something my friend had said, I wish we knew what was said. But I don't know how I could listen to this person that heard me just said I would fuck her husband, and then because I definitely won't cry in front of this bitch, period. I'm not gonna do that. Me and my friend would have a talk. I don't know if I would believe everything she said, but I don't know what was the words that she said that made Porsha just cry and feel away. But I don't. To me, this
Like that's why I was saying because I would agree with that. Like I said, I think about things in a reasonable way. I would agree that you would like you would take something like that with a grain of salt coming from like you said that person. But that's what I mean. If what she said to you could bring you to tears, like and you can have like this devastation on your face, then clearly she said, like that's what I mean. She said something that lets you know
I wish they
that
let
this
us know what
person,
was said.
talked to her. And like and I said it then when we reviewed that episode, I thought I said then about Shamea, like that's when you sold your friendship out, now like when she was getting into her car, she said, yeah, I talk too much. But even that's such a blanket thing because you saying that you talk too much, you're not really admitting that maybe you are talking to people you're not supposed to be talking to. Like you letting, like, and what I'm saying is, like, if Kelly is your friend and you feel like you can talk to her, but also it explains why she feels so adamant about being able to talk about who she said Porsha sleeping with. But anyway, but listen, but if Kelly is the person you can trust and you feel like you can tell Kelly however way you feel, because to this point, I'm guessing whatever you've told her or shared with her about your friendship with Porsha, she's not turned around and had the conversation the way that Angela had it with her. You know what I'm saying? So then vent to her, but which I guess she learned that lesson because I'm almost certain she not been.
Well, what she said in the Carlos King interview is that she wished when she had those conversations that she would have had recorded. She said because this is what she said that what Angela took back to Porsha, it was not what she had said. So that's why I wish. I don't know. Angela's proven herself to be a liar.
No, I could agree with you about that. I could, and I see what you mean. So, and I see what you mean. With that being said, listen, it still falls back on Shamea because there's going back to what I said. There's fault in the fact that you shared anything with her. You know what I mean? Like anything. It wouldn't matter if you thought it was a small detail. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. You like your friendship with Porsha should not have been on the table of discussion between you trying to get to know Angela. That's the violation. And that's what I mean. That's how you know she don't want to be accountable for nothing. Because you keep running around trying to find the smallest like slithering of excuse for why that's okay. And it's never okay. It's never okay.
I say it's payback. I'm
Well,
petty.
then, but that's
I'm
going back
petty.
to what you said. What you saying? She needs to say that. Then you need to stop saying otherwise, because that's what she like. Like which like in Kelly in the car with Kelly. She say, "Yeah, I was trying not to say nothing because I was trying to protect this friendship, but fucking now, like, girl, you weren't protecting the friendship last season, like you could have been let that out if that's what you talking to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. So that's what I mean when I say she's a horrible friend, because make it clear, I don't think Shamea is a bad person, but I do think she is not a good friend. Because that's not like you can't be friends with somebody who want what you have. And see, that's kind of what we're talking about. That's why I'm saying I can want to get married and be friends with somebody who's married, because I don't want their husband or per se their life, but I'm ever able to separate that. But if you with somebody, like, you can't be friends with somebody who wants what you have, like, because they're gonna be jealous of you, they're gonna get envious, they're not gonna be able to celebrate you when things happen for you good.
So you saying Shamea wants what Porsha has?
In terms of having this platform.
Okay, she already on it.
Well, so at the problem is, it's not about what. So when I say you can't be friends with somebody who want what you have, that's just an accumulation of everything we just talked about as far as Porsha and Shamea's relationship goes. From the moment that they decided to get back together, it feels like that is a validation that Shamea specifically probably sparked this friendship back up, not because they didn't have fun and it was fun to do, but with the purposes of being able to get in on this show. Now, I know she had been married before, but she was
read it.
What's that? I don't know, but Kelly getting ready to take Gerald right. Oh,
yeah, whatever.
Oh, not gonna take him right on up, huh? What was I saying before the issue?
Something that the other person have.
But so I'm saying that with Shamea, it's like it's clear that there was a goal in mind with the rekindling of the friendship, and it don't feel like it's on Porsha's end, because what I'm pointing out is that Porsha came in with the peach. You know what I'm saying? So if we talking about anybody wanting what somebody had, and I was mentioning that them being in similar places, like so Porsha was married, Shamea is the one that's not at the time. I know she had been married, I think, prior to, but she wasn't when we got introduced to her.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed that the setup would be that it was her. Now, in the midst of all of that, you get Porsha, she, lose her husband or, her marriage. Now y'all back single together. Then you hit the jackpot with this guy. I could see a world where Porsha was never coveting anything that Shamea had, but everybody around Shamea able to talk and get in her ear. Because I feel like that's what we just saw with her.
Girl, I think the moment that Phaedra had, like I said, we wouldn't have been friends after season 9. But the moment that Phaedra insinuated on fucking national TV that Shamea was fucking Candy and Todd, and Porsha said, but they are close. If you're my friend and you know I'm getting married, why would you even? First of all, she should have shut Phaedra down. That's my whole thing. And like I said, we wouldn't even be here right now because we would have been done back then. We wouldn't have nothing else.
Well, I would agree with that, yeah.
Because I
think Shamea agrees with that, but she only was saying behind closed doors, right? You know, like she won't admit that. I think Shamea feels the same way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But she's and that's why I think this did not pan out for her, because I think she thought everybody else would do the dirty work.
Because honey, my mouth is too big and too loud. I just couldn't.
I agree. Yeah.
Girl, are you trying to fuck up my shit before I can get going? I don't think so. So yeah, but like I said, I think the season is good. It's good and messy. It was jaw dropping. And girl, I'm in my room like I didn't get here till 8:30. I'm like trying to watch it Sunday because I always try to be intentional to watch it the day of, because I still kind of want the ratings to, do its thing. I said, I don't want another black show to get canceled.
Right. So, well, we ain't got to worry about Housewives of Atlanta. I think
so. I was like, damn. So let me watch the beginning so I can see what I missed or whatever. But yeah, she took it to hell. But like I said, you can't take it to hell and then cry. If you're gonna be like a Kenya, go ahead.
You about to find out, honey. You about to find out what these streets really do.
Girl, so I'm just like, oh. But yeah, I'm enjoying the season. What would you give this episode? What Scotland got you?
I would give them an 8. And it's really just because of that last little part, I think they shut everybody. I think everybody at the table was just like, well, damn.
Oh my God. And
on both ends, because it was like, your mama tried to sleep with my daddy, and she like, well, I went and told my mother that, and guess what she said?
No, I say this is the fault of the mothers.
It definitely is.
Yeah, y'all should have kept the kids out of it. And
she told me you tried to sleep with your brother, your uncle's brother. Like, what? Your daddy's brother. Oh, Lord.
So Angel Love Butterfly wanted to know what we felt about the whole thing about Pilar.
Yeah. I thought that was just a way for her to finally get to this conversation that she is so heartbroken about. But I agree with Porsha. I'm not sending my kids to somebody's house and I know they don't fuck with me.
Yeah. Well, remember she had mentioned on something the reason why she invited Dennis, because the kids were still doing play dates with Gerald and him. So I mean, if they were doing a play date somewhere else and it's my husband and the baby daddy, like say me and my husband are together, but the baby daddy and the same situation. Mm-hmm. If I'm the mom of Pilar and she's not going to Shamea's house, but if Gerald and Dennis want to go hang out, I don't see a problem with that. I don't. So because Dennis is the one who's actually has the custody of the child at that particular time. Mm-hmm. And if him and Gerald want to go and hang out and take the kids putt or whatever, I don't see an issue.
I can understand that, but I feel like I'm gonna just say that's not what was asked, though. Like Shamea know what she was asking, and Porsha answered her. Like one thing I can, at least what it seemed like to me, because I know we we say Porsha is a liar also. But it seemed to me that she was very truthful with her friend in times of when she asked her questions about what she wanted to know. And so because she asked, she said it came up that you were uncomfortable with Pilar coming around. So, which would say to me that was a conversation Dennis and Porsha had, right? You know what I'm saying? Which Dennis had to share it with Shamea for her to know anything about it. So
I would imagine he probably shared it with Gerald, and Gerald probably
one or the other. But you know, the point is, you know, like she's entitled to feel exact, like you kind of like that whole like calling a person out that way. It was almost like you expected her to say something else or to take it back or something. And it's like, no, I said that because of this, you know.
I don't disagree with Porsha, but I mean, for me personally, I ain't really trying to be around nobody else's kids. So if you ain't fucking with me and I ain't fucking with you, your kid don't have to come over. That's me. Because I don't never want, when my kid was little, I didn't really never watch anybody else's kid for a play date. That was, you know, I just do it for a business, and don't ever invite me to anybody kid stuff because I'm not coming. But girl, no, heck no, I ain't. But so I understand what Porsha was definitely saying, because you know some people do. I wouldn't think Shamea would do anything to her daughter.
Yeah, I'm not even saying that I think Shamea would do anything. Like I don't think Shamea is a bad person at all. But everybody is entitled to a comfortability about where their kids are. And so it's just more so, because not to say you wouldn't do anything, but I'll tell you what, could nothing happen to my child while they was at your house? Because it wouldn't be nothing you could tell me about it.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't fall and bump their head. They could, you know what I'm saying? Like could nothing happen to my baby while they was over there, because it wouldn't be shit you could tell me about what happened.
So my thing is too. So she's not like Pilar's godmother or nothing like that, is she?
Well, I kind of assumed that maybe she had been. I did. That maybe it's Lauren. Now that I'm thinking about it with the sister, but I kind of assumed that maybe she had been.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I don't want to get blamed for whatever can happen to the child and stuff. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that you know, one thing just really quick about co-parenting. That's what I think people don't get in our community. You know, is why things should be taken care of in a responsible type of way, and why the parties involved should work to have some sort of because I'm not like, I don't think you have to have friendships or anything, but everybody should have some sort of cordial line or mutual respect, you know, amongst each other, because that's how you are able to co-parent healthy, is being able to trust where your child is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I would but see, me personally, the mother I was, your kid, if your kid come over when you come over, because I ain't babysit. That's how I was. And your kid definitely got to be old enough. If they did come over my house, you have to be old enough to take care of yourself. I ain't over there. I ain't do none of that kind of stuff. No. That's why mom goes, I'm surprised you got a daycare. Oh shit. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Because girl, I could not. I'm not watching nobody's kid or trying to do a play date, none of that kind of shit. No. So it wouldn't bother me. I'd be like, you have to get you some new friends. So we're gonna keep it moving. But yeah, that whole conversation, I do agree with Porsha. If I don't feel, because I'm not gonna second guess myself. And you know, if something do happen, then you be like, I should have never let him win. And it could be something totally out of their control. But
that's what I'm saying. Like it could be like a little knot on their head because they was just running around or something. But like I said, like I know me, and I know it wouldn't be shit you could tell me about what happened. I'd be you wasn't watching them, you know, like you say, even if it wasn't anything you could put on a person, it would be your negligence that would be enough.
Look, I ain't watching your kid good enough, so don't even.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, why my baby was running around.
I'm not even fucking about to put no damn cushions on this cushion. No. No.
And
they got too many instructions.
Parent, I was very protective over my boys. Like,
Down. They baby come with too many instructions for me. No. But yeah, like I said, I thought this episode was pretty good. It was jaw dropping. It was dark, and it was taken to hell. And as we see, I don't know if Shamea still hasn't responded. If I was Shamea, I wouldn't respond.
Yeah, I just leave it alone. And you know, maybe she couldn't have responded to that tweet because the reunion already taped.
Yeah, I wish the reunion would tape later because it just seems like maybe we should have got some of those, like the episodes where they didn't show like they used to do a long time ago. Because I would have liked for Angela to be in the hot seat with all these tweets and everything that she had going on, and with the neighbor had to be involved. I think it would have probably been a little bit more, but yeah, I think they should probably not film so quickly, especially as explosive. So yeah, so we can, because the audience gonna have a whole lot of questions, and we couldn't ask questions about this shit right here. Like, Shamea, why did you decide to say this?
Right.
Why? Right. What your mama tell you on the phone? That's what I want to know. But yeah, girl, I mean, get on off this phone. I got to get up at 6 a.m. Okay. So yeah, this is like I said, the season's been good. I would probably rate it about an 8. The episodes, both of them. How many more you think we got here in Scotland? 2?
Shoot, I know we got to be gearing up towards the end. So I don't know.
How many you think we got left on this cast trip? Because when they gonna do the trader thing? Is that next episode?
Yeah, I'm guessing it should be next episode because I'm thinking they should only have one more episode.
Yeah, so we'll see. How this thing gonna end, and can't wait to. Now, have you got the Housewives Award all done? Or
I do. So I'll put them in the group. We'll do another one again because, baby, I think we got a new villain.
We went too early.
Well, no, she actually is a nomination, but I feel like when I put it in the group the first week, everybody was kind of going with Angela, but I think Shamea might be the villain.
I just feel like you can't be the villain in the Crybaby, so I can't see her as the villain. I feel like this Angela.
She the fake gangster.
Yeah, I mean, to me,
she's a wankster.
She's not. I wouldn't even put her there. She's too much of a crybaby. She's too sensitive. A real villain is someone like Kenya, someone who don't give a fuck. The one that make you don't like her. Because I did not like Kenya.
No, I didn't either. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't either.
No, so I mean, and that's the way she came in with that villain role. And I feel like if you're in that villain era, you're doing it wrong.
Girl, right. You are in the baby steps of the villain era. Right?
Baby steps, girl.
Baby steps.
No. Because once I see you cry, I'm mad. And the only reason you can cry is if you mad enough to fight. That's it. Not cry boo-hoo. So I wouldn't say she's the villain. I feel like the villain is Angela this season. She gets the villain award. And I don't know what award you would give Shamea other than being in the hot seat. But
You say like the biggest
but,
scapegoat.
but I really feel that Angela, she's still going down with her what she said, and she's kind of like fuck it, you know, and she done brought the neighbors into
Now
it.
listen, now what's crazy about her with these neighbors, and then even though we kind of figured out that she made it up, it seemed like, but it's real fucked up that Shamea's friend just came out with the tweet. They just kind of might have put some games on that shit.
I don't believe shit Porsha said in that damn tweet. I don't. I would have believed it more if she wouldn't have put the fucking pastor on it. Mm-hmm. When she said the pastor, I'm like, so her Aunt Kelly got a pastor? Mm-hmm. I mean, if I'm going to hell for doing all the things they said I'm doing, it sure ain't gonna be with a fucking pastor. Right. None at all. So that's the only
you done built your own suite up in hell doing that.
I mean, that wouldn't mean nobody else would be interested in it. Like, so I would. It's just like I just didn't believe it. I feel like the same way I felt about Angela's, the Falcons, the Hawks, George. I just felt like okay. And that's why I said I'll probably, if I was Shamea, I wouldn't even respond. Well, no, I probably would. If it was me, I would respond. But if I was Shamea, I wouldn't. Because I think her husband has he has different contracts and whatever. And I don't feel like that certain thing, when I even looked at her, like her Twitter, she don't tweet all the time. So
I was gonna say I think she should not respond because this is not your game. Like you know what I mean? Like you think it is because this is the way you feel like everybody shows up and responds. But I don't think she want to have no battle where they going.
No, because Porsha ain't got shit to lose. She fucking married, so I just.
But I mean but I'm saying still, I just don't even think that's her character. I don't think she want to have a battle where you slinging mud like that. No, you know what I mean? Even though
it came and knocked on your door,
first blood, but I'm just saying, like, going in, back out gracefully, like, hey, shit, I was just mad.
I don't know who really drove first blood because the egregious. I
don't know. I mean, if anything, it's just because she used the word egregious. Like,
no, she said, "Your mom did something very egregious to my mother." That's what she said. And the only thing that she said to Cheekbones was that their mother.
And hell, for all we know, her saying she did something egregious to her mother, it could be telling your daughter that she tried to sleep with her father. That could have been the egregious thing. We the ones that determined that it had to do with that damn daycare.
Or I mean, no worse.
I'm just saying. And then and according to Shamea, Diane trying to sleep with her dad happened before this daycare situation.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I understand what you mean that Porsha made that statement, but I'm also kind of saying I think nobody understood where egregious and what it really meant.
But and even though that she did something really bad to her mother.
Well, we know what the word means, but what I'm saying is that we don't know what her reference is to. Right.
Yeah, but
so I'm saying at this point, now that you have that information, because I say this all the time, what don't make sense doesn't make sense until it makes sense. And so if like using a word like egregious to what you said when somebody just purchased a building that was in foreclosure, like I agree with you, that doesn't sound like anything egregious. You know what I mean? It sounds like a business move.
Yeah.
But what could be egregious is that.
Or Miss Diane telling Porsha that Shamea's mama slept with the uncle too.
But now you using that same thing, and she's not the one that used the word egregious. You said that it was Porsha, and all I was just explaining is why Porsha would use that word. That's all. I'm not saying one was more than the other. I'm just saying why she used the word.
And also watching Scotty by Nature. I don't know if you ever watch him on YouTube, but he's done like interviews with Candy and like Oliver Twist and all those. He has a person who tells him things, and he was talking about 2 years ago when the things were going on, that one of the people who knows them or whoever told him about the situation. He kept saying, I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to, bring up the mothers because it has nothing, they're not in the show. But he said, at that point in time, I had already heard that what Shamea had said, and that, it was out there, and he lives in Atlanta. So I was like, oh, so somebody around there talking. But I hate that the mothers have come to play and they're not going to be at the reunion. Well, now my nosy ass want to know what happened.
Well, yeah, I hate that the mamas are on the show when they're not on the show.
Yeah. So,
like, now we got to know their business. Hell, y'all slanging y'all own business around. Who y'all sleeping with? Now we got to figure out who these mamas sleeping with too.
Girl, we got to figure out what the old thoughts was doing. Thotting and bopping back in the 80s.
Okay.
Oh, Lord have mercy. But yeah, girl, let me get off of here. Y'all
all right.
Good night. And we'll see y'all on next Tuesday.
Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it out.
Yes. Good night.
Next Tuesday.
Or Wednesday. Good night. Or good morning.